The cover letter is often the first thing a journal editor reads when considering your manuscript for publication. Therefore, it's essential you get it right and concisely and clearly tell the editor everything they need to know to make a decision. An effective and well-written cover letter can do wonders for helping the editor see your paper in a positive light. In this video, we cover all of the key elements to writing an effective submission cover letter. Before we get into it, make sure to download the free submission cover letter template in the description below. You can use it and follow along. There are 7 steps to writing an effective submission cover letter. Step 1. Address the editor by name. Whenever possible, you should always address the editor by their name. This helps establish a human connection and shows that you've researched the journal before submitting. Journals unfortunately get a lot of spam submissions from authors using a shotgun approach, where they submit their papers to as many journals as possible and wait till they get accepted by one of them. Consequently, journal editors can be a little wary when first considering a submission. Addressing them by name assures the editor that your submission is not spam and that you've researched appropriate journals for your work before ultimately deciding to go with them. If you're unsure who the editor is, most journals have web pages dedicated to showing their editorial team, so be sure to check these out. Next, you'll want to state that you'd like to submit your manuscript for publication in their journal. Here you should include the title of your manuscript and the journal name. Again, this reassures editors that your submission is not spam. By the way, if you're struggling to come up with a good title for your paper, be sure to watch our video on how to prepare your scientific manuscript before you submit it. Step 3. Briefly outline your research and explain why it's appropriate for the journal that you're submitting to. To do this well, you really need to put yourself into the shoes of the editor. Journal editors are responsible for not only ensuring that the content that is published in the journal is correct, but also that that content will be cited enough in the future. For example, at least as many times as their impact factor, if not more. So with that in mind, do your best to outline why your research is not only appropriate for the journal's readership, but also why it will be cited frequently moving forward. Whatever you do, do not repeat your abstract word for word. This is a mistake that many researchers make. Remember, the editor already has access to your abstract. They can read it there if they want. Instead, you should use this opportunity to write a 1 to 2 sentence take-home message of your paper. This is much closer to a media summary than an abstract. Step 4. State that your paper is not under consideration at any other journal. This avoids wasting the time of the journal team and the reviewers, who are working voluntarily by the way, if your paper gets accepted in another journal. So, on a fresh line, state that the paper is not under consideration anywhere else, and that your co-authors have seen the final version of the manuscript before you send it. Step 5. Declare any conflicts of interest. If you have no conflicts of interest to declare, great. Start on a fresh line, state that you have no conflicts of interest to declare, and leave it at that. If you do have conflicts of interest to declare, make sure you state these clearly and make them easy for the editor to understand. For example, a medical researcher might receive consulting fees from a pharmaceutical company or own stocks. When investigating the efficacy of a drug that is manufactured by that company, the researcher could exhibit bias towards research outcomes that are beneficial for the company because of their vested financial interest. Now, that certainly isn't to say that all conflicts of interest are malicious. Rather, it's simply important to inform the reader that the connection exists so that they can take it into consideration when comparing your findings with those from other studies. Step 6. Denote the corresponding author and provide their contact details. Papers can sometimes have dozens of contributing authors, so it's important to let the journal team know to whom correspondence about the paper should be addressed to. This should also be denoted with an asterisk in the title page of your manuscript before you submit it. Make sure to also include an email address. Step 7, the final step. Thank the editor for their time. Journal editors receive very little compensation, if any, for doing the work that they do, so it's important that you thank them for their time in considering your manuscript for publication. This shows empathy and understanding and helps reinforce that human connection that's going to get your paper viewed in a positive light. Congratulations, you've written an effective cover letter for your journal submission. Now that you've written an effective cover letter, check out our range of paper editing services to make sure that your paper has its highest chance of getting accepted in your dream journal. Professionally edited manuscripts perform significantly better than unedited manuscripts, not only at the submission stage, but also in terms of long-term citations. If you found this video useful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to get notified whenever we publish free videos just like this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.